Because ultimately, if you are not building a business which is based around what you want and what lights you up, and the structure of it enables you to live your most fullest life, then what is the point? Like, there is no point in creating all this money if ultimately you're miserable when you wake up in the morning. Hello, my friends! I am back! Oh, it has been a while since I've done this. I'm so excited to be back. For those of you who are new around here, if this is your first time watching or listening, my name's Meyers. I am obsessed with all things digital products, automated income, and building passive income streams online. So the way I do this is I have two main products. I have a membership where I teach you how to create your first digital product, whether it's a digital course or an ebook, and that kind of low to mid-ticket range. So really trying to figure out, who your ideal client is, what you could do a course about, and really those early stages. But it's an incredible community. That's my Made for More membership. And then I also have a elite mastermind where I teach you how to create your ideal high ticket coaching program, which is designed around your ideal lifestyle. I teach you how to sell that through a high converting webinar funnel, and I then teach you how to plug that into an automated sales system. So these are the two main ways that I teach you how to do all things automated income, and I absolutely love it. So I want to fill you in on everything that's been going on because it's been crazy. So the last time I did an episode was quite a few months ago now, and at the time I was the CEO of Girls Building Empires, which is an incredible community of female entrepreneurs, and they had an Instagram community of 2 million people. It was huge, and I loved being in that role. I loved being a part of Girls Building Empires. But I'm going to be completely honest with you, as I always am. If you've been here before, you know that I literally don't hold anything back. I always peel back the curtain and I always show you, everything that's going on. And I really started to feel in my time in Girls Building Empires that I was starting to veer off course a little bit from what was really important to me. So just to give you a little backstory, I found myself at the beginning of last year in a place where I'd been working my ass off for years. I'd reached the very top level of my network marketing company, and I'd done it because I wanted to create freedom. I wanted to create this life where I didn't need to work too much, and I had this passive income coming in, and I could spend all my time with my babies. But what actually happened, and probably because of the way that I'd built it, and probably from the lack of boundaries that I'd set, I found myself in a position where I was just literally working non-stop. I felt like I couldn't take a day off. My phone was always buzzing. I was always attached to my phone, and I just had really unhealthy boundaries when it came to my business. And I really was not feeling that kind of freedom lifestyle that I felt like I started it for. And also, coupled with that, I felt like I'm really creative. If you've listened to my past episodes, I literally have about 5 ideas a minute, and I love, trying new things and learning about new stuff. I'm a total nerd, and I really was starting to get that creative itch to do other things. Now, the thing with network marketing is that the most successful people, and the way that you become successful in network marketing, is that you follow a system. Like, if you don't veer off that system and you follow that system and you duplicate it and you make sure that everyone else can duplicate what you're doing, that's how you create success in network marketing. So that was all good before I kind of, really started learning about the world of online marketing. But then I started to think, I want to try this, and I want to try this strategy, and I want to implement this. And I was finding myself at a place thinking, I can't do that because my team can't duplicate that. If I implement that, I need to then teach all of them how to do that. And I don't think it's right. It's not the right system. And I just felt like I wanted to do more things. So that's why I decided to actually leave my network marketing company. I still think that if you are the personality type who thrives when you are following a system, like if someone lays out a roadmap and says, do this, do this, do this, do this, network marketing is incredible. And honestly, I owe so much of my success to what I learned in network marketing, because the whole personal development side, leadership, everything like that I learned in network marketing. So I'm so, so grateful for what I learned from that. But for a personality type like me, who is mega creative, I actually hate any rules or boundaries or structure. I really don't like it. As soon as I have anything that I have to do or have to follow or have to do in a certain way, I just completely rebel, and I get so much resistance with it. So if you are a personality type like me and you are super creative and you want to implement stuff quickly and learn new things, then you probably understand why I decided to leave. So I decided to start up my own thing in this. And then I actually ended up taking over Girls Building Empires. And as I've said before, Girls Building Empires is an incredible community. And the opportunity was literally something that I could not pass up. It was such an amazing opportunity to take over. And I've learned so much in that process. But being completely honest with you and black and white, that company has investors. So you can imagine any big company has investors. And investors think very differently to a coach. A coach really gets into coaching because they care about the client results. They care about, really creating change. They really care about creating community and things like that. And investors, although these particular investors were amazing people, I really, really liked them, obviously, they mostly care about profit. So they really want to make sure that they can get the most amount of profit in the shortest amount of time and blah, blah, blah. So as this process was going on, I found myself veering off what I wanted to do and what I felt like was right for the community, and getting more focused on profit, which is something that I've never been about. So how I think of it is, if you are on you put your coordinates into a map or something, you're like, right, okay, I'm going here. And then gradually you start to just the coordinates change a little bit. It's not massive and you don't really know that you're veering off course, but gradually you just start changing little bits about the course you're on, and you find yourself over here and you think, I'm far away from where I thought I was going to be. This is not kind of, the journey that I set out on. And I felt like I was starting to say yes to things that I previously would have said no to. I started thinking more about profit as opposed to results. And I had a moment of really checking in with myself and thinking, this doesn't feel right. This is not what I'm about. This isn't how I want to do things. And actually what that business needed and what that audience needs is actually something very different to what I want to do. So in the end, I just said, I don't think I'm the right person for this. And we parted ways on amazing terms. They are still an incredible company, and I love them very much. But for me, I had to kind of really put my foot down and say, this is what I want. And I need to follow the course that is right for my life. And that is how I actually ended up getting into Girls Building Empires in the first place. Because if you listen back to an episode I did with Mo Gaudat, I talk about my happiness compass. And I found myself at a place after feeling so burnt out and so hustled out and so addicted to my business, in my network marketing business, I decided that from then on, I would only make decisions based on what made me happy and what led me to a happier life. And that was why I ended up joining Girls Building Empires, because I thought, yes, this is so aligned. This is so me. And then when I checked in with my happiness compass again, almost a year later, I realized I'm out of balance. This is not right. This is not kind of, what I'm meant to be doing. So again, my happiness compass really made that decision for me, and that's why I decided to leave. And honestly, it feels great. It feels so good to have so much freedom. It feels so good to really be doing the work with my clients and really kind of just slowing down and making sure that they're getting everything that they need, and not just thinking about how can I get as much profit as possible. Because I always truly believe that focusing on profit is never the right way to go. And actually, if you focus on client results and you focus on creating the best service, you are always going to get the most amount of profit anyway. Sometimes it's a longer process, but it's a more sustainable profit and revenue stream in the long run. So here I am today, but I'm loving it. And something that was so important to me when I left Girls Building Empires, you'll notice from my last episode, I took quite a bit of time out. I really did just completely drop everything and really try to figure out what I want. Because ultimately, if you are not building a business which is based around what you want and what lights you up, and the structure of it enables you to live your most fullest life, then what is the point? Like, there is no point in creating all this money if ultimately you're miserable when you wake up in the morning. If you're looking at your calendar and thinking, oh God, I've got this, I don't want to do this. You know, if that is the feeling that you have about your business, then you have to change that. And that's what I'm really, really passionate about doing now. So you will have seen that I have just released a new free training, which I'm so proud of, and I actually teach my freedom framework in there. And that freedom framework is based around creating and designing your ideal coaching program and coaching business, which enables you to genuinely live that freedom lifestyle that you want. You know, that freedom lifestyle that I set out for in the beginning and I got completely lost with, I truly feel like I've got that now. And I truly feel like I've been able to do it because I've specifically designed my business in a way that prioritizes me and my life. I've never done that before, and it honestly feels incredible. And that's really what I want to help you do through these episodes and my YouTube videos and my free trainings, my membership and all of that. So yeah, I feel like I'm in an amazing place. I truly feel like everything has aligned. You know that game where there's like loads of holes and then there's these metal balls and you like shake it and then the balls are like all rattling around and then suddenly they just fall into the holes? That's what I feel like. I feel like I've like been rattled around a little bit and then I've just nicely settled into my perfect little hole, and it feels so good. It feels like the perfect fit. So I cannot wait for what's to come. I want to share with you, as I always do, for every experience that I go through, and I hope that you do the same as well. I always try and look at what I learned from it, you know, and what I can take away from it, because there is value in everything. Even if you feel like something didn't go as planned, or, you know, you feel like you've kind of taken a bit of a left turn and you were meant to be going straight, there is always so much value to be found in those experiences. And I'm honestly so grateful for the experience I had with Girls Building Empires. It was a crash course in business. It honestly was. But I learned so much from it. And it's actually helped me get to this point now where everything feels perfectly aligned. And one of those main things was, and this is what I help my clients do now, is I really learned what I don't want, which is so important. And so when I was, you know, putting together my coaching program and really getting clear on what my ideal lifestyle looks like, the first thing I started with is my boundaries and what I don't want to have in my business. And one of those things for me was evenings. So Girls Building Empires was an American company, so a lot of our communication and stuff was at nighttime. So I would be getting text messages and getting on Zoom calls right before bed, and that's not good. That's not healthy. But also, obviously, I have two young kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, and trying to wrestle them to bed, they're literally like psycho alligators, trying to wrestle these alligators to bed to rush to get on a Zoom call, I realized was one of my biggest stressors. That was something that really stressed me out, to the point that my Apple Watch would tell me, congratulations, you've just done a workout. At like 6:30 every night, it would literally record that period of time of trying to get him to bed as a workout, because obviously my heart rate was up, it was manic, and I was just trying to always work on a schedule that was not designed around my life. So the number one thing that had to go in first when I was designing my coaching program and what was really important to me was that I didn't want to work any weekends. I also didn't want to work on Fridays, because Friday is my spa day and my Carly day. I also don't want to work on Sundays and Mondays. Sounds like I don't work, I really do. But I didn't want to be trying to weave in work into the time that I'm with my family. That also didn't feel good, because I just felt torn. If I'm trying to work and my kids are in the house, they're trying to drag me away from my desk, and it just feels shit. You know, it really feels uncomfortable. So those are like the main things that I put in, and it's made such a massive difference. So you're going to realize that a lot of the content I'm putting out and a lot of the free trainings and these YouTube videos and podcasts is massively going to be based around designing a business which is made for you. And in the next episode, I'm actually going to share with you something that just really kind of blew my mind when I figured it out. I was just looking at these kind of businesses that we're trying to build, and the fact that these businesses and these strategies have been designed by people who don't live a life like us anymore. I'm going to go way more into this, but women today are a different breed of woman. Like, we are not the same as men. We cannot build the same business as men and what we're being taught as them. It's not because we're not as good as men. If anything, we are far, far, far better than men. But we have completely different commitments, and our schedule and our lifestyle is completely different. So we have to build a business which is prioritized around us and how we can live our life in the fullest way possible while wearing these 12 million hats that we wear at one time. I'm just all about automating, systemizing, doing this in the simplest way possible, and of course creating that, consistently profitable, predictable income. Because I feel like if you can get an income where you know what you're earning every single month, and it's an amazing amount of money every single month, that relieves probably 40% of the stress that you have in your life right now. Just the predictability of knowing, okay, I'm all good. Anything else that I earn on top of this is all good, but I have that core revenue stream. And I feel like if I can help you get that in place, I'm going to help you eliminate a huge chunk of your problems. So that is something that I'm super, super passionate about. And then the main thing that I really learned from that time is the power of focus. And I talk about focus a lot, and I always break down focus to follow one course until successful. And whereas in Girls Building Empires, we were trying so much stuff because we were trying to find the product market fit for this audience. And we were trying so many things, and what happened is that we just weren't getting anything off the ground. And what I've really realized now is that in order to make a success of your coaching business, you really need to run with one offer all the way. Like, go all in, drive all your traffic to this one offer, go all the way with that, and then build out your product suite based on that one core offer. When you're trying to do loads of things at once, it never gets off the ground. And honestly, that's what just gives you the worst headache. That's when you feel so overwhelmed because you're like, I've got this and I've got this. But actually, I can't tell you how free it feels to just be focusing on my one main core offer, which is my Freedom Accelerator. It's my 6-month coaching program. And it feels amazing. It feels so, so spacious. So that was really important to me. And then the last thing that I discovered about myself, which is actually quite ironic considering I was the CEO of a company that had a 2 million Instagram following, is that I really don't like social media. Specifically Instagram. I just really don't love posting on there. I don't love that being the core of my client acquisition and my main focus. I really don't love it. I love YouTube. I love podcasting. But Instagram, I felt myself always saying, I would talk to my partner and I'd be like, see, I would just love it so much more if I didn't have to use Instagram. And that was kind of a red flag for me to be like, I think I might be in the wrong business. So now I've outsourced my Instagram to the incredible Amy Breslin. She is doing my Instagram content. It's all my, it's still my work. A lot of it comes actually from my training programs, but she puts it all together in a beautiful way. She does her magic on it and posts it, and that's made such a massive difference. And again, when I was creating my ideal coaching program, I thought, how can I create something where my client doesn't need to post on social media all the time? I don't know about you, but it drains the life out of me, and I end up in a complete scroll hole, and I just end up wasting loads of my days. So that was a really key bit of my framework now of creating, this automated system which isn't based around posting on social media all day, because personally I don't like it and I don't want to do it. Which is so, as I said, so ironic, because if you look at the last episode before this one, it's a really great episode, and it goes through our social media strategy when I was with Girls Building Empires. And it's wild that what we were doing in our strategy then was literally be everywhere at all times, like literally hammer content out on all platforms, mass market and mass content, this kind of like viral strategy. And that does really, really work. And for some people, that's an amazing strategy. But for me personally, and my personality type and what I love, that was literally my worst nightmare. So if your main core focus is social media, listen to that episode. It's a great episode and it's going to teach you a lot. If you really don't like social media and you want to do it in a different way, then stay tuned because I'm going to teach you some more stuff. But yeah, I hope you found that helpful. I'm so excited for what's to come. As I said, I'm going to be really diving into a lot more of designing a business based around you, and one that doesn't consume your entire life, and one that is massively profitable and is hugely consistent and predictable, but ultimately you can step away at any point. I'm seeing so many massive coaches with massive coaching businesses who are literally just closing down their coaching business because they've reached burnout and they are just completely maxed out. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. So by starting off this process, designing your program in a way that means you are removable, you can literally step out of it at any point, the business still runs, your clients still get incredible results. That's the key to it. That's the key to creating freedom. So yeah, I'm so excited to share that with you. I've got an amazing interview coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm recording it on Friday. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support. If you've come back and you've listened to me, I'm so excited to help you on your journey, and I appreciate you being part of my Made for More community. So if you do love this episode, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, but also subscribe to my podcast if you're listening to this on podcast, and leave me a little review. It makes so much difference. And also drop a comment below if you're watching on YouTube, and let me know what you would love more of, because I'm putting together all of my episodes at the moment, and I would love to make them as valuable as possible to you. So let me know what you would love to hear me talk about. All right, my loves, I will speak to you very soon. Bye.